So I'm going to present the result about the social incubation model in Italy. And in order to do this, we are going to focus on some key points, such as what is the state of the art of the Italian context, and what are the types of organizational form of social enterprises, the geographical distributions, the policy regulation, funds, and social incubator models. So, but first of all, I would like to underline why the social economy is so important. Actually, because both at European and national level, social economy is like one of the best tools to face some contemporary challenges, such as climate change, urbanization, social inclusion, digital transformation, economic inequalities, but also because the social economy brings social innovation. When we talk about social innovation, we talk about the idea to introduce new ideas for respond to social needs through the creation of new social relationships. And then the social economy is also important because enhance quality of our life, not only under the social and environmental sphere, but also under the economic sphere. We all know when we talk about social economy, a lot of people think about volunteering, but actually social economy are made by social enterprise that also generate financial value. The definition of social enterprises in Italy, such as the other European countries, it's like very similar. So the social enterprises are companies that generate social, environmental, and cultural impact. They reinvest part of their own profits in pursuit the sustainable development goals. Actually, these kind of enterprises are managed by social entrepreneurs in an innovative way and with a democratic governance. The main sector in which the social enterprises are more involved in Italy are culture, sport, recreation, social assistance and civil protection, education and research, health, environmental protection. So regarding to the ecosystem of social enterprise, as I said before, we have a lot of organizational forms. So here you can see the traditional social enterprises that actually are also called no-profit organization. And inside it, we find association, foundation, onlus, voluntary organization. And the main goal of this organization is to reach social value. But actually, in recent years, we have seen also a huge increment of hybrid organization, where you can find social cooperatives that are also traditional ones, and they have the qualification of social enterprises. But then you can also find some innovative organization, such as innovative startup with significant social impact, benefit companies, and B Corp. These kind of enterprises are gained a kind of certificate that certify the quality of the social impact that these enterprises have in their community. And they work creating a kind of mutualism with the community of reference. Then more as we move towards traditional enterprises, we also have companies that have strategic policies related to the corporate social responsibility and for creating shared value. And then we have, in the end, the traditional enterprises, which the main goal of these enterprises is to reach economic profits. So regarding to the no-profits organization, I have to say that the most of them are located in the north part of Italy, and they are very important because are considered as a community activator. And so they contribute to the social welfare in Italy. And the number of non-profit organizations is constantly increasing a lot. Regarding the social enterprises, as I said before, this is not a legal form, but actually is a qualification that can be gained by organization that run a business activity for the general interest, that pursue civic and solidarity aims, that adopt responsible and transparent management, and enterprises that promote the involvement of workers, users, and other stakeholders in their activity. Some particular form of social enterprises that are raised a lot, especially in the last years, in recent years, are community-based cooperative, and some enterprises that actually works in the cultural and creative fields. Regarding the community-based cooperative, we have to say that this is a kind of innovative cooperative in Italy, and they are characterized. They are like a group of citizens that decide to gathering together, creating a shared community benefits. Regarding to the cultural and creative industries, some of them have adopted the form of social enterprises because their purpose is promoting participation and inclusion. And in this way, they contribute to the cultural welfare. Let's remember that also the European Commissions say that the culture is very important to promote the sustainable development goals. For example, at the beginning of the year, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has introduced the new European Bauhaus, that actually is an innovative program of Europe to support the new Green Deal and also the next generation Europe. Then we have the hybrid organization that are organizations that introduce a social innovation or a new solution to a social problem. We have 221 organization of this type in Italy, and they are growing a lot. So as far as for the policies that regulate the macro social sector in Italy, we have to refer to the reform of the third sector that has introduced a lot of innovation, such as the fact that a lot of social enterprises can work in a sector that differ from the traditional ones. So they can also work in social agriculture, fair trade, urban regeneration, social housing. More, the reform introduced fiscal facilitations measures and also the possibility for this kind of enterprise to distribute some surplus or profits in a limited form. Then also one innovation is that for this, the social enterprise can also access to fund through the crowdfunding platforms, and the social cooperatives become social enterprises de facto. Regarding to the funds for the social business in Italy, the social economy have access to different forms of funding in different levels. At European level, there are like programs for employment and social innovation, funds for strategic investment, and the European Social Fund. At national level is the Ministry of the Economy in charge for support the social economy. One new program is called Italia Economia Sociale and is an assistant program to support the creation and the growth of social enterprises. At regional level, we have many regions that open calls for proposal for social enterprise, such as banking and non-banking foundation. The most famous are Cariplo, Intesa San Paolo, and Fondazione con il Sud. Regarding to the crowdfunding, we have to say that Italy is like the first country in Europe to have a specific and organic regulation on equity crowdfunding. The most famous but also followed platform that works in the field of social innovation and social economy are Produzioni dal Basso and Ginger. Okay, so regarding the social incubation models, in Italy, we have organizations, incubators, social incubators, and also programs that actively support the process of creation of new enterprises. Regarding to the social incubator structure organization, in Italy, we also have a law that governing this kind of organization. We have different types of incubator. We have business incubator for profit enterprises. Then we have mixed incubator for profit and non-profit, but also hybrid enterprises, and then social incubators that works only for social enterprises. They differ also for their legal form. They can be public, they can be private, or they can be both public and private. The number and the trend of this organization is growing a lot in Italy, but the majority of them is located in the northern part. And we have to say that the number of this organization in Italy is rather low than other European countries. While the number of proper social incubators is 10, so the list is rather short. What are the strengths of the social incubator? They are very important because they have a really good knowledge of the territory. They promote networks through dialogue with local stakeholders. They are able to promote capacity building, to disseminate the important role of social economy, creating opportunities for contamination, exchange, and inspiration. And in the end, they facilitate the dialogue between companies and investors. Some conclusion, social entrepreneurs are facilitator of change. So we really need to recognize them and their important role for reaching the sustainable development. Among the instruments put in place by public but also private actors, social incubators are innovative, also because they can orient their attention towards targets that are not yet fully defined, such as hybrid organization. As I say, in Italy, the list of pure social incubator is quite short. And they are very important because on one hand, they can understand what are the real needs for a territory. And on the other hand, they are able to understand which are the entities that can best respond to these needs. After this study, we have some mini recommendations. The first one is that in Italy, we need to develop an environment that enables the social enterprises to access funding, because the problem of economic sustainability for this kind of enterprise is big. We need to increase the visibility and the recognition of social enterprises as a driver for reach the sustainable development, and also we need to promote a better understanding of the concept of social economy. And in the end, we think public authorities should finance the development of regional incubators for social enterprises.